Hello everyone, welcome to Discussion with David Kumar show. And today I have a special guest with me who I think I offered the first moderator role, mod role you could say. And I added the word chief next to it. So he's pretty much a chief mod for my show.
hmm
He's also who also has a skill of making words look like they're some gift from heaven or something. Like he says them so wisely. So we have Detroit Fan Man. Hello,
That's
Detroit Fan.
extremely kind. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No
Pleasure to
problem.
be here. I hate this team. Love this team.
So 0 and 16 season and this season, what do
Oh,
you see? Like, what's the difference between those two seasons? Like that season and this season?
I was a child when it happened, but it sucked. I remember watching every week would be the week. I remember excitement. We're going to win this one, right? Every single week. And much the same, I'm a perpetual optimist with my Detroit Lions. I never sit down to watch a game and expect a loss. I always assume somehow, some way, be the magic of a Stafford comeback or God knows however else we'll win one. We're
When
going to
I
get the win, and I'm just excited for the first Dan Campbell victory. It's 8 season and 3 preseason, 11 games. I just want to see him win one. I want to see a happy Dan Campbell press conference.
exactly
Urban
when
Meyer got to flex on when he won the game in London. He walked to the microphone and flexed.
Mhm.
Can't wait to see what MCDC does.
Yep, probably drink like 5 coffees.
Oh,
And when
smash
I
the
like
microphones together.
when I watched 2018, I was also very little. Like we started the season 0 and 1 and we finished 0 and 16.
Oh,
So so if I use that logic, that means we will be finishing 0 and 16 every season. So it's not a logic that we should be using.
mm,
so
that sounds
so
like my
fan
bad.
man, so you watch the preseasons. Like I've watched your stream with Mr. Den. Like from that till now, like did you see any difference? Like do you feel that this team is like much more competitive compared to Matt Patricia's team?
Well, it's from the preseason alone. It's is it 15 IR spots have been filled by the Detroit Lions, I think. And forgive me
Yeah,
if
yeah,
that's
that's
not
true.
an accurate number, but it's a remark. If you took me from that preseason game where we had basically a no-show against the Steelers early in that game, and you told me that we lost Decker, Ragnow, Perriman, Williams,
Hmm.
and then now we're going to lose. Is Jamal Williams not playing anymore?
Yeah, he didn't play last week.
Then on defense, you're going to lose Romeo. You're going to lose Okuda. You're going to lose every basically cornerback that's on the team besides
Hmm.
Amani. I'm going to tell you that the team's going to finish 0-17 in the third preseason game because the team is weak with the talent that we have, and now the talent isn't playing.
Mm,
However, sitting here today, I want to see us win one. So I
exactly.
still need to see a win against Pittsburgh. I got to see it. Let's see this good run defense stop a running back, and let's see us hit Big Ben in the backfield.
Oh my god. I'll stop you a bit because this comment is very funny. Whoever did it says Detroit more like ER, right? So good one.
it's it's been so like what's the last right now the Detroit Red Wings have a winning record. For the
Yeah.
first time a
And the
Detroit
Pistons have
team
a win at least.
not a winning record.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Besides right now this Detroit Red Wings winning record, when was the last professional Big 4 Detroit team with a winning record?
I don't think I
Well,
was born.
it must have been 6 or 7 years ago. At one point the Tigers were above 500. Like that's how bad it's been for all of our teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. He's all over it.
Hmm. Like 2004, at least, like this state won like a NBA championship. So
Ugh.
actually, we won it 3 times. Yeah, 3 times. But
But 2004 was a good time. The
yeah,
Red
yeah,
Wings were
very.
in 20 plus years of playoff repetition. The Tigers were chasing World Series dreams. The basketball team was winning titles, and we still had the future to look forward to with a young, healthy Matt Stafford. Eventually, one day, Aaron
Mhm.
Rodgers was going to leave, and Matt Stafford would lead us to the promised land. It looked glorious in 2004 for the Detroit sports perspective. We were akin to Boston title town. Oh, how the weather has turned.
Very true. I would say Matt Patricia joining was a little bit like a turning point because we thought, okay, he has experience with the god Bill Belichick, so he's
Mhm.
gonna help. But he helped. He helped us to have less wins. Don't
Ah.
you think?
Now, I'll never be a Caldwell apologist. I'll always be. I do believe letting Caldwell go was the right move. I just
Yeah,
also
yeah, same.
believe
I feel the same way as well.
Patricia was the worst hire possible,
Yeah, very.
and that combo. Quinn knew who we wanted before he got here. He wasted a year to get us here.
Mm-hmm.
Then 3 years of Patricia, and it required. I mean, Patricia needed at least 1 to 2 full seasons to transition this team the same way that Caldwell's going to. I'm sorry, Campbell's going to have to do it the backwards way. But
Exactly. Like,
holy cow, it's a bleak world looking for the Detroit Lions.
mm-hmm. For the for like Caldwell, like he didn't even have to build this team. He already had a team because of Jim Schwartz.
Mm-hmm.
And Patricia had something similar, like the same team basically, just maybe like a little bit bad more than the 2017 team, but still was good enough to win like playoff games, I feel. But
Ah,
then that season we all know how it turned out. Complete like crap show. And then the following two seasons,
this is
even
upsetting me.
worse.
I don't even want
Yeah,
to.
so Dan Campbell has to do now real work, like
I,
actually, like for real, for real.
it is insane that we are reminiscing on 2016 Detroit Lions seasons as if this was a high water mark. Oh my goodness.
Like
Uh,
sometimes like I really like look at the like comments like this team is cursed. Like I sometimes I take them seriously. Like but I don't, but I do at the same time.
it's mathematically impossible for a team to perform as poorly as the Detroit Lions have in the previous 60 years.
Exactly, like for how many years? 60 and or 30 years? Like just
19, I believe the last championship was 1956. I believe.
my grandfather was like 20 years old back then. So
And the
basically,
team was dominant,
yeah.
dominant in the 50s.
Hmm.
Every game they played, they won.
Why did they have to make it NFL? That's
Ugh.
when we started losing.
It was the NFL. It was that or I guess not. I guess it was AFC, NFC.
Think
I
so,
guess,
like
I guess you're right.
AFL, something like that. AFL, NFL. No
I
idea.
think you're right. I think you're right.
Okay, I
I
hope.
wasn't there. I don't know.
Yeah, same. I
We
think
were
my
good. We
my
were good once.
soul was there, so I know a little bit. So I mean, it's way too early to talk about draft, free agency.
No,
I
it
hate
isn't.
to talk about it.
It's all we got. We got to
But
talk about something fun.
that's true. Something fun for the Lions fans at least.
Oh my goodness.
So you know already, like you've seen in the chats. I only know about one guy in the draft, which is Aiden Hutchinson. But you feel he's overrated. Why is that?
It's because I am also a Michigan Wolverines fan, and I've perpetually watched this Wolverines team, and I always believe the purported Wolverine stars get more of a media blessing than they rightfully deserve. And it's just my own shame as in the fandom recently. I want to see, and I do think I take a little bit of it back. Aiden looked great against Michigan State, but if he has good, solid performances against what I call the SUs, the Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan State, then I think it does appreciate value in his draft spot. But if he becomes less of a stat liner on those bigger games, then I don't think he's a top of the first round draft pick. I think he's a first 3 round kind of defensive end draft pick. And
Got it. Got it. Well explained.
just
So,
my own opinion.
mhm. So like The way it's going, like it's unfortunate that we're gonna have the first overall pick. Like,
It does seem more likely than not, and I hate admitting that. I really believed, even still, a week ago, that we, we would win 1 to 2 to 3 games and find our way into the. Because if I think you win 2 games, I think you're picking fifth.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
And at the Detroit Lions, that's just what happens. So
So, like, if you have the first pick, don't you also have the 33rd pick? I think that's how it works, right? In the draft.
depending on the rankings, so if you're the only team with 0 losses or 0 wins, then you will always be there. But if there's like teams that finish with the same record, but you're placed, they
Mm-hmm.
kind of rotate those 3 picks.
I see. Okay,
Like we
okay, now it
were
makes sense.
when we picked third, we didn't pick 35th. We picked 37th. They like rotated those spots with us.
Got it. Yeah, yeah. Last year, right? This
I
year
forget
was a
the
good
details, but
draft. This year was a great draft. Like for once, like the Lions picked players like I wanted.
no, I think Holmes had a fantastic first go at drafting.
Yeah, for sure. Like first pick, like nailed it. Of course, not for some people because they wanted Justin Fields apparently, Bustin Fields. I should say. And
I was a Slater over Sewell guy.
like me, like I was jumping up and down like when I heard the name Panay Sewell. I'm like,
I
let's
understood. No, I
go.
wanted a tackle. I was certain that it was an offensive lineman. But if you told
Yeah,
me, and you told me right now Rashawn Slater is the best tackle in the draft class, I agree. And the question is Sewell the best career tackle in the draft class? And
hmm
we're betting for the ceiling, not the floor. And I understand the long term gain, and I respect the pick. But right now, if I needed a tackle, the best tackle in the draft is Rashawn Slater.
yeah. I can like understand your answer. Like I wanted Sewell more because of the rating. Like he was apparently the first like best tackle in terms of ratings, like pass blocking rate, run blocking rate, everything. He was first. So, and he was considered as like a generational type athlete. So I'm like, oh yeah, please take him, take him. So this is why like I wanted
And he's
him more.
extremely young. 20 he's now 21 years old. That's he will be on this team for as long as we can keep him.
Exactly. Like Slater, I would have been fine totally. Like no, I wouldn't care at all.
Slater is already 23, I
Yeah.
think. And so you got obviously less of a career, but right now, and I don't know if he was universally, I think Slater and Sewell were known as the premier tackles in the draft class. I don't think it was as
hmm
universally accepted that Sewell was. I mean, there's a fantastic video of Risden explaining why Sewell is the today preferential tackle, and I
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of aligned with his beliefs and
exactly.
understood watching the tape. But at the same time, there is the long term approach, the 6 year plan of he is a cornerstone pick. That's how he was coined on his draft day.
hmm
I get it. Let's go. And I'm not upset with it. I just again best tackle in the draft class right now is
hmm
Rashawn Slater.
Also, like Slater is getting more help because he's on a better team than the Lions for a fact.
Oh yeah,
Like talent wise, record wise, everything wise. Like because
hard
Chargers
to
have
be on a
good
worse team
offense,
though.
huh?
Just percentage odds, it's hard to be on a worse team.
Yeah, yeah. Like he has a good defense. Like his team has a good defense and a good offense and a good running game and good receivers. So it helps, you know. And Sewell is in a offense which is like growing slowly. So it's like
That's a strong term.
I mean
I
I
think
don't
we're regressing quickly.
well, I mean we can give like one more season, you know, like or more. I mean that's the life of a Lions fan. Like
Our
just
points
wait.
per game statistic is not increasing.
Oh yeah, that's just unfortunate. Like
Early in the season, we were elite in the red zone.
yeah. After the Bears game, I think everything
Oh
started
my
regressing,
god.
like you mentioned. Like the what do you call it? Like the fumble and not converting fourth downs, not scoring touchdowns. It was like a mental block, I think, for everyone. So and then
Whatever excuse we want to use.
exactly. And then we proceeded to pick Levi, which I liked because I was,
Love Levi.
yeah, like I wanted him. Like I'm like, oh, we have first round pick. Let's pick Levi because we need a defensive tackle. But then when we pick him, I see comments like we didn't need one. We don't need a D tackle. But I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I wanted him. We got it. I'm happy. So like it was like that for me. And you said you were okay with the pick, right?
Loved the Levi pick.
Yep, same here. And I don't think he performed like in an elite way, but he's still like he's a rookie, and I think he's getting better, right?
I see him getting double teamed and standing up guys. I think he will
Exactly.
continue to improve. I think Todd Wash is a great defensive line coach. I like the direction this. I think the Brockers Flowers effect on the young Okwaras. I think it's all good stuff, and I do think we add more defensive line work, number one overall next year. And holy cow, this defensive line under a year of this type of embarrassing pressure, I think will only become more resolved and punishing. I just it is the strength of the team. If we're going to build from the lines, let's build from the damn lines. Let's go.
Hmm. And the offensive line, it's easy to tell that we finally have an offensive line. It's facts. So
Oh, it's offensive.
yeah, like and for the defensive side, I think we just need a few more pieces to be elite. I mean,
Evan,
we have way too many D tackles, but still, I feel we can add.
it's yeah. If you tell me at the beginning of the year that you're going to lose Decker and you're going to lose Terrell Crosby, well, I'm going to appreciate that our line's terrible.
Yeah,
But we
like
have no tackle support behind Terrell Crosby. This Nelson every week giving up, was it 10 pressures like from the Eagles?
probably pressure every snap.
Yeah, every that's far too many. And he is not a starting NFL tackle. And
He's
right
not.
now,
No chance.
I don't think Decker's coming back. So without Decker, without a starting tackle, I need to see like Holmes had a great draft, but Holmes fill me in with a tackle here. Get,
Exactly.
give me something, and that hasn't happened. And so it's
Mhm.
you know how long I can tell you that Holmes had a great draft before I start to question if Holmes is really building this team or if they're just cementing the draft pick. Well, that's really unfortunate to watch from a viewership perspective.
Exactly. Well said. Like we really don't know like what's going on.
Sounds
And
like nothing's going on.
pretty much. Also,
Evan,
like I
Evan
think Deck
Brown's going to be our right tackle.
yeah. I think Decker got like activated like a few days ago, so maybe he could play against the Steelers.
So he had to get activated. Do you completely facilitate how that works?
Not really. Like
My juvenile understanding is when you go on IR, there is a window of time that you must be out for and must be back from, where
uh
after so many weeks, you must be back on the roster, punishing against that 53-man requirement. Or he's not allowed to play for the rest of the year at all.
oh,
And
I see.
so he must be placed on the roster within a certain time frame. And we hit the 12 p.m. deadline and finally put him on the roster, punishing
Mhm.
who we can actually have on the team. So now he is a detriment to roster size until he's either set aside for the season or playing as he
I see. Wow.
rightfully
I
should be.
didn't,
So it's
didn't even know that it worked this way.
it's more of a hindrance than it is an opportunity. He could have been back several weeks ago, but yet
Very
has
true.
still been unable.
He has some like mental thing going on. I have no idea. I mean, I'm not making fun of if he has a
It's a
mental health or not. Not making fun of it, but
But if you told me week three, well, I'm sorry, week three of the preseason, I'm watching the Steelers game. If you tell me it's going to be the bye week, the Lions don't have a win yet, and it's because Taylor Decker is out with a finger injury and Frank Ragnow is out with a toe injury, I'm going to laugh at you. And yet, here we are. Fingers and toes have back broken this offensive line. And the only team that has a worse story is the Raiders, who lost a coach to an email and lost a wide receiver to a DUI.
hmm very unfortunate.
Every story is unfortunate, but I mean the Raiders thing is just I'm sorry to jump to a different team, but
Very true. So
mm,
for the preseason, I feel that okay, this defensive line is better. They put lots of pressures against the Bills. I know it was preseason, but still I liked it.
it had to
But
be. It's the only thing we had.
And then we come to this season against the Niners. We didn't do anything for the defense. Packers, same thing. And then Ravens, it was a completely changed defense after Jamie Collins was kicked out pretty much. And we were putting pressure on Lamar Jackson. And but that game we know what Justin Tucker happened, so let's not go back to it anymore. So did you like
Hmm.
the shift from the defense basically, like from week 2 to week 3?
No, I think the reason Lynn is the scapegoat is because Aaron Glenn is the coach of the year. I think the defense under Patricia was an embarrassment, and
Very.
now the defense is carrying the team. Still, they are winless and they are terrible. But right now, the team is not being carried by the Detroit Lions offense in any form or
Nope.
fashion. And the defense, if the team is being kept in the game, it's only because of Aaron Glenn somehow in this rookie laden, totally injured. Who's on this roster? Who's today's new corner? You know, we're introducing guys from the league every week.
Like so we get corners that I've never heard of.
It was, and as soon as someone gets injured, we know it's going to be somebody wearing a uniform for the first time, and that's going to be who they start throwing to. I mean, it's such an obvious thing that happens, but it's
Like
the
who the
nature
hell
of
is
the
our
league.
like who the
Worley,
heck is our strength coach?
Worley is yeah. We have they brought. I remember the article. They brought in a I forget from what team, but she has a fantastic strength and programming and using algorithms to train calisthenics and clearly not working is what my opinion is so far because it seems
Hmm.
like if you're a Detroit Lion and we're paying you large sums of money, you're injured. It just
Which sucks. Like Decker has a
the
history of
understood.
injuries, which is unfortunate. And Ragnar, I think, also had like some issues in his first season. And I mean, Ragnar, he deserved like the contract that he's getting now. So I don't even wanna like point like his intelligence or his his skill talent. So I don't mind if he gets injured for one season. But for Decker, if he gets injured again, man, like we should seriously trade him. Like I don't care if he's elite left tackle or whatever.
Well, it's I think we need a right tackle early in the draft now.
You think
Third
that way?
round. But if we're gonna pick two, we have 3 picks in the top 100, and we have 2 picks in the third round. So
Hmm.
within 150, I think we have 5, maybe 6 picks.
And
I
we
think
have two
one
first
of
rounds
those,
next year too, like the
well,
next year.
one of those top 110, 130 picks, whatever that is, one of those has to be an offensive lineman that plays tackle. And
Yeah,
no
I
one
think
wants to hear that yet.
the way the direction is going, I think yeah, you're right. Like we probably have to like have one tackle for as a backup too. Like
Depth. I need one more depth tackle. I just
mhm.
truly, and I want it high. I want a high value draft pick that's just placed there, and I never want to. Then we have 4. Then we have Decker and Crosby's probably gone. And we have Sewell and then the draft pick. And now this offensive line looks fantastic for depth and I enjoy our guards and our guard depth. I think Logan Stenberg's a fantastic. He's on IR too. I think he's a fantastic depth piece once he returns from injury. The center looks fantastic. He's
Yep.
already ESPN ranks him the best. Is it pass blocking center?
Hmm.
Well, ridiculous. Everybody that isn't playing tackle for the Detroit Lions is awesome on the offensive line.
Yeah, man. Like Evan Brown, like that's his name, right? I
I think
don't
that's
even.
the center. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Okay, like 97 rate. I'm like, wow. Like,
right.
like someone not named Ragnar 97 rating as a backup. That's I don't think I would be laughing if you told me that. But
And I want you to know that Vitai's overpaid, but I'm glad he's here.
yeah, yeah. Like now he's proving himself like that. No, he's actually good. Like he deserved that contract. I mean, I still don't believe he should have gotten it, but who cares?
Yeah, no, again, he's overpaid, but thank God he's here.
Yeah, yeah. He's
That's my
saving us
stance
at
there.
least.
No, the offensive line has been tragically poor, and also the strength of the offense, and that's a remarkable truth to an 0-7, 0-8 team.
And every year, like last 3 4 seasons, I have been hearing our running game is gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Like the hype is good, but then we don't run well. Like I'm just so tired of it. Like I mean, we do have a decent like running back depth. Like we have Swift and Jamal Williams and Jamar Jefferson. I mean, he's a
Honestly, this is the best running team we've had in quite some time. This
yeah,
is
yeah, for sure.
this is it.
But we don't run well. That's the problem. Like, is
If you
it the
don't
play
have,
calling or it's the talent level? I don't know.
it's neither. It's the
Neither.
fact that the defense is running 8 to 9 man boxes every play.
That's also true. That's what the Eagles did. I remember that.
We
And
had one receiver catch a pass against the Eagles.
what happened?
One receiver caught a pass.
Only one? Oh, really? Let me check. That's
Check that stat out. I'll just randomly, I'll keep this show with some noise as you do this. But as my understanding, Detroit Lions featured one reception to a wide receiver against the Eagles in a 44-6 loss.
I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 people only caught the ball.
Five
So,
receivers.
yeah, it was TJ, Amon-Ra,
TJ's
Godwin.
TJ's a tight end.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so
Try
4
again.
receivers.
Try.
So
Keep
that's
going.
so that's 4.
Godwin
Now,
Ibuike is a running back.
that's true. And
Try again. Who else?
oh, you're right.
Who else? Keep going through the
Yeah,
name.
so it's just Amon-Ra. Because
So Khalif Raymond did not make it. No catches there.
nope, 0 catches. Tom Kennedy 0 and Kaderl Hodge 0.
So one receiver caught a pass
That's
against the Eagles
embarrassing.
in a game where they were up 38-0, in a game where they had defensive alignments of 8 to 9 men boxes on far more than the majority of plays, in a game where wide receivers saw single man one-on-one coverage for the entire afternoon. One receiver caught how many passes?
He had 3 catches for 46 yards.
On how many attempts?
That I can't tell because I'm on Google looking.
Oh well, 3 receptions for 46 yards.
Yeah, that's what I have too. And TJ is a tight end, like you said. And the other 3 who caught the balls, they're running backs. Damn, that's so bad.
So we have a fantastic running game that's working in a situation where you should have no running game. Every team knows that all we can do is run the ball. So all they try to do is stop us from running the ball, and yet still somehow we run the ball.
Yeah.
Until we get in the red zone, then Anthony Lynn throws the ball to the other team, and that's the end of the red zone. So no, that's the Detroit Lions in 2021.
That's true. Even the Ravens game, I think it was like a running back like catching show, like basically passing to Swift, and Swift was making like running back moves.
Oh man.
But you're right though.
There's
Like
a reason
like,
that Swift has the most receptions per running back in the NFL.
yeah, he does.
And the reality is the answer is it's because he's on a team that doesn't have wide receivers that are good enough to play in the NFL. That's
Nope, totally not.
Sad truth. And
I mean,
well,
Amon-Ra
here
is
we go.
like a rookie, so I would give him pass, to be honest.
Yeah.
And
We
I
gave
think
him 3
went
for
out.
46 yards.
And Cephas, I think, got hurt. He was having a good, like he was put
Injured
like
reserve. He's
yeah,
out.
yeah. Like he was doing good actually. Like he was like
Big
rising
play
up.
Cephas has a future, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I didn't say we need to draft a wide receiver in the first 100 and some picks. We need a backup tackle.
We actually do, because now Matt Nilsson should be out of here very soon.
Oh my god.
And then Sewell, I think, I don't know like how quickly he's gonna transform as a right tackle. I don't know if he's gonna
He'll be better than Matt Nelson.
That's very true. Can't disagree 1%. I think he did play as a right tackle like against the Bears a few play, and then he did well against Khalil Mack, so that explains a lot.
So we'll be fine. I'd put him out there.
Yeah,
even if he's not fine, put him out there. He'll be fine. We have way bigger fires to extinguish than wondering if Sewell will survive the left or right.
Mm-hmm.
If that's our linchpin breaking this team, then we were far broken. And guess what? We have no wins. We're very far broken.
So this week is bye, so we still don't win this week. We don't get to see a win, but
No, we don't see a
we don't
loss
get to
this
see a
week.
loss. So
No
that's a
loss
good
this.
thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Optimism. Here we go.
Yeah,
Stay positive.
that's we can celebrate that at least.
Oh man. And Aaron Rodgers doesn't get to play because of COVID.
Exactly. So that means Chiefs should win it. If they don't, they're dumbasses.
Oh,
and and if Vikings lose and Bears lose, also satisfactory.
remind me
So
later to share with you the Reddit found
yeah.
Talladega Nights.
So and then the week after we play
Oh,
against a team which we haven't beat since 1998. So what's your take?
see, I watched that Steelers game, and they were better on both lines.
Like which game? The preseason or
The
the one
Steelers
against the
preseason
Browns?
game, the first quarter of the preseason game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, their
Okay.
offensive and their defensive line manhandled our respective defensive and offensive lines. It was an obvious reality. And now, if you tell me that Decker is playing and Sewell's on the right side, and
Mm-hmm.
you tell me that the defensive line without Romeo is playing, and everyone's on after a resting bye week and healthy and embarrassed and ready to go win one, and you tell me that Najee Harris does not have a rookie season kind of career game against the Lions, and he gets held to under 4 yards a carry, maybe one score for the game, and 110 yards at the most, something like that, and you tell me that we have less than 3 turnovers on offense, I think we can win a game.
Like that's like, I mean, you need lots of luck for that to happen.
Yeah, there's a reason we're the underdog.
Yeah, very. We should be like we should have like 1% chance to
What
win.
is the betting line for the game? Do you know?
No idea. I don't even know how betting works, to be honest with you. Like
Steelers Lions betting line. Well, I'm much not the same, but just the line is pretty easy to understand. The
holding on
spread
to it. Let me. I can check. It says
-6.5.
-6.5, and money line is -275. Don't even
But
know what.
just the basic concept of the spread is pretty juvenile to understand. That's just to make the teams fair and balanced. We're going to give one team a point spread. We're going to give them points to start the game with, and that way at the end of the game, one team that's supposed to lose. Well, how much do they lose by? The
Even
Steelers start the game with 6.5 point deficit to the Lions.
mhm. Even if like the Steelers lose, like it's their fault totally, because I don't think the Lions team now is good enough to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like their
Well, it's
defense is
also
amazing, but their offense isn't that good. It
do
can be
you
stopped easily.
do you find any favor in the weird opinion that we've been doing a back and forth kind of talent performance where every other game has shown tons of fight and then tons of ineptitude, where we were strong against the Rams and weak against the Bengals?
No, I think Steelers we should fight. I think will fight because the bye week. I think like it's
Coming
the
off of an embarrassing loss and then the bye week.
yeah. I think we'll do better. Win? I don't think so. Like I'm speaking honestly. Like I don't want to say okay, Lions are bad. We won't win. I don't want to spread that kind of negativity. But what I'll say is we have very less chance. But I think we will compete. Like they'll compete well enough for us to respect it, but not be happy about it because no wins.
So you think the game will be competitive in the second half of the game?
Second half, oh, that's another good question that is hard to answer because we don't know like like we can't guess, unfortunately, because our offense isn't consistent. Like we know, like it's good in one half, then disappears in the next half.
Well,
But then
regardless of its consistency, we can guess nonetheless.
yeah, so I think I believe the second half will be like better than the first half. That's my prediction.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't really answer the question, because for us to be competitive in the second half, we must mutually be competitive in the first half.
Yeah. But
You're saying that we will be fighting a comeback in the second half and the game will already be lost.
I mean, it depends on our defensive performance.
Certainly.
Yeah, like
Aaron
we are
Glenn,
I mean, we are bad at like pass coverage, that we know.
what are we good at?
What are we good at? No, that's true. Punting.
We are remarkably good at punting.
Yeah. So I think punting, I think we'll have some, like
And
Jack
it's
Fox is gonna make many
tragically
people win.
embarrassing that Fox also has the longest passing completion of the season.
That's also true against the Rams, right?
Yeah, the fake punt pass was a 31-yard completion, and
Holy
that's the
cow!
longest completion of the season for the Detroit Lions. 31 yards. Not even one of the screen pass dump offs made it 31 yards.
Holy moly! I think like Goff wanted to throw like a 50-yard pass like against the Rams, but he pump faked it and he got like hit. I think I didn't know. I don't know what that play was, but that's what happened. Like I asked like Luke G about it. He said that's Jared Goff. Like, okay.
That's
So
Jared Goff.
so you think our defense has no chance against their offense, right? That's what you basically
No,
mean.
I don't. I think so far this season, I thought the Detroit Lions, if we could do one thing, it was seemed like run defense, stopping opposing run plays, owning the line of scrimmage, and that was before I watched. Is it Scott Brown? Scott, what's the backup in Phil? I don't even know his name. Scott Brown, the guy, five touchdowns.
Boston Scott.
Boston Scott's 5 touchdowns. So that's a ridiculous situation. He looked like the
Prime
Michigan
Barry
State running
Sanders.
back. I am, as a Michigan fan, I cheer mutually the Lions and Wolverines blue jerseys, and it was really weird watching two games where the blue team got ran over by the running back in the green jersey. And I just felt like I watched the same game twice, where the Michigan State guy ran all over the Wolverines, and then Scott Boston, whatever his name is, ran all over us. And he really didn't.
Exactly.
He just always scored touchdowns. And watching these highlight plays where Anzalone basically treats him like a matador on the goal line and just lets him fall into the end zone really brings the truth to the question, can we really stop the run? But Anzalone's now going to watch this for 2 weeks, and Derek Barnes is right behind him saying, yo, guy, I could have done something better here. And I think they're going to experience more youth on this team. If we're going to be the youngest rostered team, let's have the youngest rostered performers. And let's go. Let's put Barnes in the hole on goal line situations, because Matador Anzalone is clearly not the answer there.
Yeah, I don't think he's either. So the sad thing is, like after the Sears game, it's not easier. Like we play the Browns then, and then the Bears, the Vikings. So it's getting harder on them. I mean, the Bears, they're bad anyway, but still we lost to them, right? And that's the sad part, that we face them, but we don't know if they're gonna win or not, because
That Bears Thanksgiving game becomes a must win.
yeah, it definitely does. Like if it's gonna be like a prime time game, so we can't be like performing like shit like we have been.
No one forgets Sheila Ford Hamp's hands on her face.
Oh yeah,
Last Patricia Thanksgiving game. I think the Bears, or was it Houston? Was it Houston or the Bears?
Houston, yeah.
Houston, right? We're down several touchdowns. We're just eating turkey, yelling about the team.
Mm-hmm.
And here comes the savior, Dan Campbell, do it all over again. In his first attempt, it can't be that way.
Yep. No, I think that game will be a different Lions team. Like I really do.
It better be, for their sake.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants an upset Sheila.
Yeah, I mean, like it also depends on how many fans show up. Also, you know.
The numbers are going down, but I don't believe they'll skip Thanksgiving. That's pre-planned. That's so many families do so many fun things. It's our Lions. It's our, besides the draft, it's the best day.
Yeah, like I think even with one win we can pick high. So why not just win that day? Like I mean, it's a sad feeling. Sad. Like I feel unfortunate to admit it, but that's the truth. Unfortunately, like
Oh my god, yeah.
like I mean, of course I want wins. Like if we win the next 9 in a row, miraculously, like yeah, I will take it. Like, but it's not happening. So
I'll tell you, I saw it coming.
no chance, no chance. And
9 wins.
like we're gonna make playoffs if we actually won 9 games in a row. So
Campbell would become coach of the year if he won 9
easily. And then like a 2-year like plus contract.
Right. He gets the 10% ownership bonus like Gruden got.
Mm-hmm. But but me, I have total faith on Brad Holmes, like because he killed his first draft, like as a rookie manager. Like how better can it get? Not just that, he like also got us two extra first round picks. Like that's why I have faith in him, and he
Well,
also.
I have faith in him, but here's the counter argument. Brad Holmes, was it 6 years ago, was part of a draft team that thought Jared Goff is a number one overall quarterback.
Hmm.
Is Jared Goff a number one overall quarterback today?
Today, as of now, nope is the easy answer.
Now, the same guy that picked Jared Goff is going to have a number one overall possibility at taking a quarterback. And what really scared me was early in the Goff off preseason, before any preseason games showed up, he talked about how in moments of like stress and anxiety, he would put on Goff college tape and watch Goff highlights and, just admire how good of a football player he is. And looking back on that statement and understanding that he's the guy that gets to pick number one overall on a team that likely does, in fact, immediately need a quarterback, looking at the prospective quarterbacks around, wondering, oh my God, what if?
Well, like I doubt we're gonna pick a quarterback, right? Because no one is good enough, right? Like any
Yeah.
idea?
He took Jared Goff number one overall.
Yeah, he did. But I think Jared Goff was like a top 10 pick anyway, right? In that year.
But is he a top 10 pick now?
Now, well, I mean, I could easily like say things which isn't supporting him because like he has interceptions, he has sack rate, but is he on a good team though? What would you say? Like a better offense?
Certainly not.
Yeah, so that's why I don't want to really say that no, he's not a top 10, not a top 1.
But
Like
I would
if
argue that a guy in that top 10 needs to elevate the team around him. And I think Jared can perform in a functioning offense,
Mhm.
but I don't think he can elevate anything.
Yeah, that's also like your points are good. Like I just feel that maybe we should like as a
And if Brad
draft.
Holmes is going to pick my next quarterback,
Oh yeah, that's the question. So
and he was attracted number one overall to a guy like Jared Goff, what does Brad Holmes think a number one overall quarterback looks like in a modern NFL?
well,
And
I
that
think
question is an inspiring one, and it's a horrifying one. I'm sorry to cut you off.
no, no, you didn't. You're good. You're good.
I
So
am a
no,
firm Brad Holmes supporter, but I have a hesitance of
no, no, that's totally fine. That's a good
quarterback
argument. No,
selection.
no, not lying at all. But yeah, basically, me becoming a fan of him is probably like I mentioned, like the draft picks and the draft picks he had this year. Like he killed it. Like no doubt about that. Like
Every
so,
draft pick was fantastic.
yeah, like the top four, the first four, they're starters. Like
None of them are a quarterback.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
And the
if
weird
he,
thing about how strong and important that position is if you're the best drafter, but you always pick crappy quarterbacks, you're
Mhm,
never going to win anything.
that's true.
It's
But
sad. It's like you just need a decent one.
well, the thing is, Jared Goff back then was a better quarterback than he is now. So maybe that was also like a factor in moving to number one.
I don't know if this is a situation where Brad Holmes needed to be respectful to his incoming quarterback and the interview tape, and he was showboating solely for that marketing and relationship building purpose. And behind the scenes, he also understands the learning experiences of what you should look for in a starting NFL quarterback. Because if you have a job to pick a guy and number one overall, and you extend his contract to pay him a egregious sum of money, and then you trade him away for first and third draft picks, the team has to have learned something from that situation.
Hmm.
That's such a crazy polar reversal. He got paid so much money on an extension. And then Brad Holmes leaves. There had to be some type of internal, I don't know. The Rams learned something, I hope. I mean, they gave away all the rest of their draft picks. Maybe they
They
said,
did.
maybe Goff was such a bad draft pick. We don't need these. We don't need any of these draft picks. And they just gave them all away.
Well, Well, I don't know about like I mean I don't care about the Rams now, but sorry Rams fans. But what I feel is okay, Jared Goff is not like the Jared Goff that we used to know. Like he's not really a game manager anymore like he used to be for the Rams. But I feel that we still can like add those pieces for him. That's why I'm still not like not giving up on Jared Goff. This is like I'm willing to give him like 2 more seasons. This is why like I mentioned in my video, like
Oh, we
I
get
feel that
20. We have, is it 9 games left this season?
yeah,
And then 17 games next season?
that's true. And three including preseasons, but they don't count because
Okay. Right.
yeah.
But that whole golf countdown, I think it would be a fantastic addition to your live streams. Just every week, you just check off one more golf game left on the schedule because there's no way he stays at this level of performance more than when his contractual obligations allow him to be released, and that's 20, 6 more games.
Yeah, it's very true. Like it's hard to predict what's coming.
That's easy to predict.
I mean,
Goff's playing 26 more games, and then he's gone.
no,
Forget
I'm
that.
talking about like the results, like not
Right.
performances technically. Like
Certainly not. Now he could swing it around and he could win some games and he could play out his career. That's no doubt. That's a possibility. But I think we're both pretty realistic in your own belief that we aren't a playoff team this year. We aren't a playoff team next year.
yeah, we are not.
Period.
It's a fact.
Well, if we're factually not a playoff team, we're factually not going to witness a golf resurgence of performance.
Yeah. Like for
And
me,
if
I still
those
feel that. Okay,
26
go
more
ahead.
games, that's it. That's it. It's just the 26 more game thing is.
I spoke with Gunnar a few days ago, and he told me like in 2023 off season, I think that's when if we want on 22 off season, no 23 off season, I think we can get rid of Goff like if the managers wants because that's when like his contract ends or he said something like about the NFL stuff. I didn't
My
understand.
understanding, again, this is the juvenile form, is that the dead cap swings. So if we cut him now or next year, anytime before these 26 more games release, it's I think 37 million added to our dead cap in addition to the money that we owe him. So it's
Hmm.
feasibly ridiculous to do this. However, it drops
Yeah,
to like 10 million after not this season but the following season. So not this draft, not the following draft, but after that, if you cut him, it's only 10 million against the cap, and that's feasibly, practical. And then he can sign elsewhere on maybe a Canadian team and continue his career where however he does. And, life will continue. But until then, 26 more golf games.
26 for golf games or Lions games. You can say that way too.
Oh, the question is, how many will he win in those
That's true.
26?
That's very
Not,
true.
I hope it's 5 or more. And I'm
Very,
thinking
yeah,
it's
of course.
optimistic, which is sad. But the
And we
reality of
play the AFC East. My
it
favorite quarterback, Josh Allen. So not
is that
not
next year.
yeah, it's next year at home.
Next year we play the AFC East.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God.
I mean Jets and Dolphins, okay, we have chance, but Bills and who's
Yeah,
the other team? Patriots.
Patriots. Yeah.
Patriots aren't that good anymore, so that's a good thing. So that division 3 games we are not like very, very underdogs, but against the Bills we are easily like underdog. What am I
Well,
saying?
the Bills are a top 3 team in their conference.
The Bills? Oh yeah, in the conference. I thought you said division. I was like, what? But no, you said conference.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're easily one of the best teams in the NFL. So
Yep. I totally agree.
plus they didn't run the ball like I mean but watch they run like 50 times against the Lions just because they play like double like cover two defense or something.
And if they learn like us, we can't stop the run. Just continue until we stop the run, and we won't stop the run. So that's
Yeah, even Josh Allen's gonna start running all
the end
over.
of the game. Yeah. Oh
But
my.
but I think next draft, I think we have like 11 picks. That's what someone said because of like whatever like I
I
don't know how
think
to
right now,
pronounce
yeah,
it.
I think no, I think we had 11, and then I think we gave away one with the Benson pick.
Oh yeah, that Benson Fenson, like such a trash pick, like
I
pick
think
up.
I think we lost one to Benson. So I think we're
Yeah,
10, but still, it's a 7 round draft. We have
yeah,
10
yeah.
picks. We
We've
have
got to like.
3 in the top 100, and then I think 5 in the top 150, which
Mhm.
is, we're not the Eagles, but we have a very strong position in this draft.
Yeah, certainly do. And then the year after, but it's too early to talk about it. So I feel, so me personally, I would honestly go defense. I mean, I know our offense is like very screwed, but I just don't know. Like, I heard somewhere, I mean, from lots of like intellectuals, people, that you always start building from the defense and then you win
Well,
championships.
but I think we spent just even in this conversation enough time talking about how on the offense we wouldn't really do much anyway. I mean, I do want a depth tackle, but I want it in the back half of those first
Hmm.
5 picks. You know,
Hmm.
round 2, round 3, give me a starting tackle from a SEC team that is functionally athletic and looks to develop somebody that, I don't care
Hmm.
who, somebody strong that Coach Honey Buns is attracted to. Perfect. But apart from that, I don't think the team needs to draft an early. I think you can sign a free agent wide receiver again.
Yeah,
I think you can deal with the running backs you have. And I feel like if you're not going to take a starting quarterback, you got Goff for 26 more games. So of course, early you go defense. Now the reality is, what do you do with this crater of Okuda?
oh man, I don't like, why do you gotta give me PTSD? Yeah,
The Okuda problem becomes like the future of this defense problem. Because
very.
if you tell me that you
Thanks to
want
Matt
Hamilton,
Patricia.
if you take, I mean, everybody, there's a strong Hamilton crowd now. Get a safety.
Yeah, Kyle Hamilton, right? The safety.
If you take Kyle Hamilton, the safety from Notre Dame, then Okuda has to play corner.
Mm-hmm.
And Okuda probably can't.
Yeah,
So if you take Kyle Hamilton, you also have to still take a corner. So I just don't think taking a safety in the first round makes sense this
yeah.
year
To me neither. I don't.
at
I,
all.
I mean, he's great, like no doubt about that. But yeah, what you said is like the same reason I have
But
to.
I'm jumping to that conclusion under the understanding that Okuda will finish rehabilitation on his ankle, begin performing calisthenic analysis, demonstrate deterred performance, and then be allocated for position on the defense playing safety. And none of that's going to take place till, if not around draft time, regardless. So there is no assurance that he comes back at all, or
Yeah.
with any deterred performance,
Hmm.
or maybe he's superhuman and he comes back faster. That's not going to happen, but
Nope.
you have
Nope.
no idea what will happen with these injuries. So
Yeah.
what the team does with Okuda makes all of the reality on what they do with the draft pick and the defense. Now you take Thibodeau number 1 overall because you do what ESPN tells you to do, and okay, fine. And okay, we'll move forward. But also, I need more linebacker depth. I need more safety depth. I need more cornerback depth. I do like the undrafted guys, but we need we need guys at all positions on defense.
Yeah, we do. We really do. I mean, I think I still believe like Aiden is the right pick, but I think I'm not ESPN, so I don't think the Lions will listen to me. So, and
Right. So no, I mean Holmes has a team of people that he trusts
yeah,
with
yeah,
his
totally.
career. With the so whatever they want to do with the guys at those positions, I certainly trust in their judgment and decision making. So far,
Hmm.
if I'm going to give them any credit at all, it's drafting position players on the defense.
Yeah, because their defense picks have been like spot on because
Like the
Levi is
worst
starting.
defensive pick is Ifiatu, and he was good while we had him.
Yeah, and like he got injured, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And is he coming back?
I hope. I mean, I hope so. But when?
Yeah, and I don't know if like I think people pointed him getting burned as well, but that's common. Everyone does it. So
He's a rookie, right? He's a fourth round, too tall NFL corner rookie getting placed on CB2 coverage
hmm.
based on Okuda falling off the ankle platform. Ifiatu Melifam, looking up
Melafano.
his injury update.
Iffy.
When is he coming back?
When he
Nukes.
was picked, the press conference asked him like, "Are you Nigerian?" And then he looked pretty uncomfortable with that question. He's like, "Whoa, why are you asking me that?"
Man.
And McNeil has been probably the best one in terms of like tackles and stuff.
Aleem's the dream. Aleem and Levi have a long career with the Detroit Lions.
Yeah,
They,
they do.
I mean, it's
And imagine adding Aiden Hutchinson or Kayvon. Like that's a dream right there.
that's a young, spirited, fun line to watch.
And quite faster.
Maybe they'll move the stadium to a big piece of cardboard because we'll look so good on paper.
Yeah, very true. Like the
It's
2019 season.
I loved how good that defensive line looked.
Which one?
Just even it's the and I'm now his name's escaping me. But we brought the guy over from the Packers who then with a foot injury.
Oh, Mike Daniels.
Mike Daniels, the defensive genius. Oh my god. Yeah, that team on paper looked fantastic.
Yeah, they did. And we also were hyped about. I mean, not you. I mean, some fans, including me, were hyped about Austin Bryant, but he doesn't even
I'm
play. So
I still like Austin Bryant.
yeah, I do because he's like the type of like linebacker, the defensive end that I like. Like he's athletic, quite fast, but he's just injured.
Always.
Yeah, and then Deshaun Handler is not even like.
More injured.
Yep. Hopefully, we can pick someone who's not injured, like McNeil. Like,
Oh,
look at him. Like, he's playing fresh and he's like no injuries. He's just balling.
taking on double teams
And
all
then
day.
Levi.
Right. No, those two guys are only going to get better. And
Now, people who say leave like McNeil was not the right pick, like, now they can like hide because they were definitely wrong. They were like, oh,
proud.
we don't need defensive tackle.
Maybe that's why Philly beat us so badly. They were still
Yeah.
mad about the drafting a Liam scene.
Yeah. I mean, Philly, that game, I don't know. That game didn't exist for me because I didn't see like games between two teams. All I saw was one team was just letting the other team score on them.
I stopped watching at halftime, and I never stopped watching. I kept paying attention. Like I saw stats. I looked at the game cast, but I literally turned off the TV broadcast at halftime.
Yeah. And I did it so I can make the video that I did, which got like lots of views apparently. I don't know how, but
We talked about it.
yeah. I'm the next Jeff Bezos, whoever watches this. The Detroit fan gave me that confidence. So it's not me who's saying it, it's I'm getting support. So I will go back to like the Steelers of like conversation again. Imagine if the Steelers offense was from the 2017 offense. Oh my lord, we would have gotten 50-0 blown out. Thank God it's not that offense anymore.
But it also, I mean, it's still Juju. It's still Ben. It's young
Claypool
running back.
or Claypool is he injured or not? What?
I think Claypool's injured, and I think Ebron's injured. I think
E drop.
remember the is it Pat Freiermuth? I think went off on us on the preseason game. Multiple touchdown receptions, short
yeah.
yardage. That's all I remember from the Steelers game was just we could not cover the tight end. This was Jamie Collins and then Anzalone and then whoever the backup was it Pittman. I think Pittman was attempting to cover Pat Freiermuth and just did not happen.
I didn't watch that game to be honest with you. So
that was the Pat Freiermuth had 16 250 yards. He just in the red zone he was targeted often and perpetually in the end zone. I think he had 2 or 3 touchdown receptions.
The Bills and the Bills preseason and the Ravens game was so similar. Like both games, 4th down conversions, they get it and they win the game.
Well, they win the game has been a common occurrence.
Yep. Well, how many teams like won in last second versus the Lions? Lots of teams, right?
Every team.
Vikings this season.
Everybody beats us in the last second.
Yep. So if everybody doesn't beat us in last second, we would be 16-0, pretty much. Did we did we even have like a big lead this season?
We'll define big.
Like 10 points, 12 points, 15
We were
points?
up by 10 against the Rams. We were up by, was it 17 against the Packers?
I don't think so. Maybe like 14-3, maybe. Let
What
me
was the
check.
let's see, what was the halftime lead? We had a lead against the Packers, and we had
Yeah,
a lead
I
against the
think
Rams.
17-14. Yeah, 17-14. We had a lead versus the Packers. Then we got blown out 35-17. And then
Check that Packers game again. See how big the lead was, like in the first. Go to like the scoring plays on the ESPN page, and because it shows you the timeline of points, because we had a lead early in that game, and it might have been 17 zip.
sure. Lions Packers. Mm,
Might have been.
14-7.
That's not. It's only 7. 2 scores. No, that's actually true. The first time I remember the stat, they said this was the first time the Lions had a 2-score advantage. Was the 10-0 Rams score?
Yeah, when we still lost,
Oh,
which is not surprising.
okay. That was,
And
but
then,
the 2-score lead against the Rams was very surprising.
yeah, that was, yeah. I mean, the Rams hasn't been that like consistent, so maybe that's why. I'm honestly afraid like what's gonna happen against the Cardinals, though.
Like with us.
Yeah,
Well, they don't have J.J. Watt now, so I think that's a whole different team.
that's also true. But their offense is still like, oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
And Kyler's gonna run all over them. I mean, I think we're like 2-0 against the Cardinals. So not 2-0, like 1-1, like no loss against the Cardinals. So that's a hope.
Lions Cardinals games are always weird.
Yeah, they are actually.
Always
And
weird games.
it's at home this time, so I have a little bit faith.
Oh, that's a reason to not have faith. Have you seen home performances?
Oh yeah.
We
Worst home
have
team, I think.
we have
This
no home field advantage this season. The
nope.
fans are
Against the
booing in the
Niners
second
game.
quarter.
The Niners game we got out crowded. And then the Ravens game, the crowd gave good backup, but
We have the cheapest tickets in the league. Of
we do.
course, if you are
I
a
gotta
fan
go
of any
there.
other team and you want to go to one game, take a vacation, get a flight, go to Detroit, buy tickets, first class, get the whole first class experience. You will spend less money with the airfare than you will if you go do it at wherever. If you're in Seattle, you want to go have a first class NFL Seattle experience with your family of 5, or if you want to pay for flights and then do the same thing in Detroit, your cost of experience is hundreds of dollars cheaper flying your family across the country and doing it in Detroit, Michigan.
That's sadly true. Yeah, I
I
think the
was looking
Niners
at
game we got out
NFL
crowded.
tickets for a Detroit Lions game were $20. That is a remarkable. They look like Tigers prices. If you want to get a Rams ticket to sit in the nosebleeds, it's $90 or more.
Mm-hmm.
You got a family of 5. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
There's places you can park at Ford Field for free.
Then, yeah, like the Niners fans literally took over that stadium.
Oh my goodness. They flew in on a Southwest airline flight.
Mm-hmm.
They got a hotel for the weekend. They spent less money than they would have if they tried to get 49er
Like when
tickets.
when we were in the offense, I was hearing like loud noises. I'm like, really at home stadium? I mean, I think the Packers fans did it too against the Cardinals. So
We have a fantastic fan base when the team is rocking. That first Patricia game on Monday Night Football against the Jets with a full arena, coming off
yeah,
a 9-7 season.
we
I
blew
love
like
our fan base when it's a slightly spirited. But
yeah.
GD, if we lose every game, including the preseason, we're looking at 11 straight now from the current coaching staff.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to sum up the motivation to go
Yeah, very.
hoot and holler for a few hours at ineptitude. It's just no thanks.
Like Thanksgiving game, I really don't think it's gonna be full crowded. To be honest, like 5% chance that it is.
Full crowd, it'll be crowded. It's the Thanksgiving Lions game.
You
I
think
have
so?
I have friends that live in Calumet, Michigan. This is a 10-hour drive in Michigan. So this is northern tip of the Upper Peninsula. and they go to one game every year, Thanksgiving game, done it decades long. Bring
Wow,
the whole family, 30 people, the whole damn town drives down and gets a hotel in Detroit and watches one Lions game, and then the whole town goes back.
that's like a fun
Communities
life out there.
are all about those weird, you know, progressive type of celebratory annual occurrences. We do it every year because we do it every year. And Thanksgiving Lions is one of those things. We do it every year. So I do believe it'll be more packed than a standard Lions game. However,
Hopefully, the fans will get somewhat like not the fans, sorry, like the players
if
will get extra motivation.
if we're 0 and is that their 12th game? So are we 0 and 11 stepping into this game?
Not good.
Coming off a bad loss to the Vikings.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's at home too. So, but this is like the first time ever since 2018 that we at least were close with the Vikings in terms of scoring. We had lead, you know. So, so
The Vikings have dominated us.
yeah. So this season it was not like that. Thankfully, at home we almost won. Remember, they won in a field goal. So hopefully we kick field goal on them this time and make them cry and go home.
Oh,
I mean, what's the difference if we also finish like losing, they finish losing? I mean, it's just we have more losses than them, but they still didn't make playoffs, so we can laugh at them.
laugh at them all you want.
Yeah, but the thing is, they'll laugh at us more at the end of the day. So, Mr. Fanman, we streamed for an hour, which is amazing. It's always enjoying when I talk to you about football.
Yeah, this was a fun go with
Yeah,
this.
yeah, it totally was. Sometimes you are like putting me in tough situation, like, but it's still okay. It's how these things goes.
Forgive me. I'd never mean to put you in a tough situation.
Yeah, because I was like, oh no, should I like go off on Jared Goff or not? Like you're like your questions are just that good, and I can't help it.
My goal is to challenge your opinion, but
Yeah, yeah, it really was challenging. No lie.
that's the goal. But
Yeah,
again, we're just
hopefully
guys
I will
checking
like
out a bad football team.
hopefully I will like learn more about NFL to challenge your opinions.
Oh,
So
your opinions are, challenging regardless.
thank you so much.
No, this was a fun way to waste an hour. I
Yeah,
do
yeah,
think it's
totally
interesting.
was.
Like Mr. Den got me on a preseason game, and you got me on a bye week. I always feel like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
invited for the best times.
I mean, I can still get you. I will still get you on more. Like maybe not soon because we all have lives, of course. So,
Wouldn't
but
that be?
hopefully soon because it's fun to talk like NFL with you. So,
Yeah, we'll
thank
chat
you.
after the victory.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Don't know when, but surely soon.
It's on the calendar.
Or maybe not at all this season.
It'll happen.
Yeah, hopefully. So,
The
Mr.
Jazz
Detroit.
lost 20 in a row.
Yeah, right. I forgot.
I think it's a 13 in a row.
Well, we're saying this like we're winning Super Bowl, so it's not it's not like fun.
Oh, it's definitely not fun.
Yeah. So, Mr. Detroit Fanman, thank you very much for showing up, and I hope you have a great day and great weekend, and hopefully we will get on another show, and hopefully we will celebrate a Lions win very soon.
Perfect.
All
Later on.
right. So, thank you guys for watching, and we are out.